the learner comes in here, they're welcome, they're able to build community, they are able to utilize and access their course materials. They can then go on, and you see from each of their modules, they are learning about birth work. They learn the history of birth work. So the history of birth work, one of the things that I do is I study different cultures, because I came here yesterday. Our tour guide helped share some experience with me about what it is like to go on this journey and what things are helpful to women that are pregnant. And this is where we share all of that information. One more slide, Josh. Common game in the US called Roblox. Has any of you ever seen this game before? Okay, I see some smiles. Took this game and said, this young lady here is the doula. This is the expecting mom. The doula comes in, she's greeting the mother, she's spending time with her. Now she's taking time to get to know the dad, to ask him questions, because we want to make sure that he's a part of this experience. Even being able to incorporate into it exercises that this doula can do. None of this would have been capable without access to technology, without her being exposed to the aspects of social emotional learning, without being able to lean into mentorship, and that is what we seek to provide. So one of the things that, in closing, as we move on to a couple of the other slides, Jaja, it's just important for us to see where there's more opportunities for you to continue growing. Our goal, again, is to build equity. Jaja, next slide for me, please. And along this timeline, this is what we've done. Started in 2012, as many of you said, during the pandemic.
And speaker, Stephen Richard Covey. My name is Yahya Tayalawi. I'm an artist, graphic designer, and student at INSAD. We learn in an information age. Information is available everywhere to anyone. Yet we don't see geniuses popping up around the world, do we? This means that people still struggle to learn, and schools aren't redundant, which can only point to one thing. Learning isn't about cramming as much information as possible, as fast as possible. We're not computers. We're social creatures. Learning is about collaboration. It's about mimicking and observation. But people are turning to e-learning since it's easy to access, it's comfortable, it's convenient, it's self-paced, and most importantly, it's personalized. As well as the fact that young people today are more comfortable with computers and the internet than other mediums of knowledge.
Generation after generation. That's why we, the youth, are facing this transformation. Online education is not an education branched from traditional education that we know, but it is an education delivered in an online environment using internet for teaching. That's why we must
enrolled in distance learning skyrocketed to over 400 million students. Moreover, distance learning is divided into various types that fall into video conferencing, hybrid distance learning, open scheduled online courses, and more. Traditionally, face-to-face education is truly effective in many ways. However, distance learning facilitates communication between professors and students, and it enhances the way students can talk and communicate to professors. So, additionally, one of the strongest advantages of distance learning has to be flexibility offered. It helps communication between students and professors, and unlike the traditional education model,
due to the deadly COVID-19 virus. However, one positive outcome of this pandemic is that online education has been introduced into our school system, including our country, Morocco. While e-learning existed before, it has became more of a necessity than an option. Technology has become a superhero of education, showing us amazing ways to learn and connect no matter where we are. Ditching borders and studying with tips from anywhere. That's online social learning. A giant digital classroom where you chat, share ideas, and team up on projects with classmates, teachers, and even experts all virtually. Forget boring lectures and textbooks. Here, You're active, bouncing ideas of others, like having tons of online study buddies. Different perspectives, boom, you got them, helping you understand things way better. Plus, imagine awesome communities of people who share your passions, like chat rooms, groups, projects. These communities support you and make learning so fun and exciting. What is so cool? It's more engaging, packed with different viewpoints, and just way more interesting. To Rocket, we do group projects, online discussions, and even use social media to connect beyond the classroom. Sure, not everyone has internet access, but today with the right strategies, we can overcome that. Think also LinkedIn or Coursera Learning, people connecting, sharing knowledge, and learning globally. So, online social learning is a superpower for connecting and learning. No matter where you are, let's use it to create epic learning experiences together. Thank you for your attention.
Communicate, collaborate, and learn. One aspect of this digital revolution is to connect communities through online social learning. Firstly, let's address the power of collaboration. As teenagers, we're no strangers when it comes to group projects, especially with the challenges they may come with. But with the online social learning, the way we collaborate has been transformed through platforms like Zoom, Google Classroom, and Discord that allow us to work together seamlessly, breaking down the barriers of physical distance. Whether it's sharing ideas for a school project or simply discussing challenging matters, online social learning creates a virtual space where collaboration becomes not only efficient but also dynamic and diverse. Consider for a moment the impact of online courses and tutorials. They empower us to explore our interests beyond the confines of traditional classrooms, whether it's learning how to play a new link, whether it's learning how
Moreover, it helps them to make friendships and also with learners who share the same interests and without the anxiety caused by face-to-face interactions. This is what let them feel free, comfortable while talking to each other. Another advantage is online collaborative learning. It's all about collaboration, cooperation, and supporting each other on virtual platforms. And learners learn by interacting with each other. Again, this has helped them to build confidence, develop their social skills, and also overcome their shyness. Last but not least, I will talk about my experience with online social learning. So like many students, I was one of the shyest students of my class. I can even raise my hand while I'm having the right question. But after meeting a new Indonesian friend who told me to enter a platform with her friends where they propagate information and all of that. After that, I started giving like my opinions on that and information, and after that, I become one of the confident person, and this is how I avoid my shyness. So to conclude, online social learning have multiple benefits, but one of the most is how it helps and it gives the opportunity to shy students to overcome their shyness. So thank you everyone for listening and for taking your time.
Motivation to study. They may end up wasting time on unproductive internet activities and other activities, of course, such as this common addiction of checking short videos and wasting time on social medias, releasing dopamine, which I'll explain to you guys in a minute, of course. It's important to balance learning and productivity by setting goals, breaking tasks, and evaluating progress. This will help to achieve more success in our daily life. No matter how small the goal is, you are on the right path. Sorry. I mentioned that I'm going to explain what dopamine is. So here.
And we can say that it saves your time and flexible. Like you are now, you can take up your phone and join a meeting just by one click. Even if you go to school 5-6 times a day, that might not be enough. Because sometimes, some of us will need a certain pace to just understand one single lesson. But at the end of the day, the only thing that we need is to take our time learning, take our time doing something that will help us and benefit us in the future. And the second time, at the end of the day, the most important is to learn, to not sit without doing anything in your hands. Thank you.
Communities. It is a distance educational process that aims to facilitate interaction and exchange of experience between learners. So, online social learning plays an important role in promoting collaboration and building interconnected virtual communities by providing platforms for communication, achieving collaboration learning, and this is make the learners very comfortable. And also the second, it is transcends geographical burdens.
Understanding of the world, and he tried to replicate this model online, and I can say that the same thing is true for education today. See, we have developed this intuition of how education works or should look like over the few past centuries. And now if I say education, what naturally comes up to your mind is a school, a classroom, a teacher, and then a group of students with a well-defined program they all have to follow. And it's exactly this intuition that have actually led us to try to replicate the traditional form of e-learning when moving to the web and shift into e-learning. And my question is the passive method of learning that we have used in classrooms the best yet to deploy in e-learning, knowing that it had very mediocre results in terms of engagement and in terms of retaining knowledge? All right, from the personal experiences of many students, myself included, e-learning, haven't been so fruitful for us, from us finding difficulties to stay engaged, to lacking consistency and lacking interactivity. The user experience always highlights that whenever utilizing any sort of technology, it's really important to understand how the user engages with it and interacts with it. And so we can conclude from this that the shift we're experiencing in education today is not final. And there is yet to come a paradigm shift innovating education.
And mindsets. So students today need a supportive community in a safe learning environment. In a safe learning environment that helps to get rid of negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, and frustration. Indeed, this is necessary for confidence building. Collaborative learning, on the other hand, is the educational approach of using groups to enhance learning through working together. Let me explain it in other words. It's about learners working together on projects where they must collaborate in a group to understand the concepts being represented to them. Social learning is essential in all education, is essential for fostering engagement, collaboration, and deeper understanding. So I'm giving you 5 creative ideas to promote social learning in digital environments. First of all, assign social learning buddies. Pair up learners to encourage interaction, but discussion and mutual support. Having a learning buddy can enhance learning, can enhance motivation and accountability. Have you ever tried using video or audio podcasts? Well, it's a technique that requests creating short podcasts where learners share insights, discuss topics or interview experts. This can be easily accessible and provide an informal way to learners to engage. Moreover, we can also create private groups on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. This can...
Dans le contexte africain, il est très dynamique de parler de l'avancée de l'apprentissage en ligne, car cela nous offre des opportunités indéfinies. Toutefois, nous sommes dans une Afrique multiple où il y a diverses sociétés et il y a diverses inégalités, surtout sur le plan de la communication, sur le plan de la technologie. Cela étant, que faisions-nous pour que chacun puisse avoir un accès égal à la technologie que offre cet apprentissage social en ligne? C'est une grande question. Je sais qu'il y en a certains d'entre vous qui attendent une réponse de ma part. Pour autant, je n'ai aucune réponse. Parce que moi-même étant concerné, je m'interroge tous les jours. Venant d'un milieu social où les inégalités sont quasi quotidiennes, j'en ai vu et je sais de quoi je suis en train de vous parler. L'apprentissage social peut être bénéfique à tous du moment où cela offre une égalité sur toute l'étendue du continent africain. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est bien vrai. Aujourd'hui, l'écran nous offre une opportunité d'apprendre encore plus sur notre existence, tout en étant connectés, peu importe notre situation géographique, à d'autres étudiants qui s'étudient aux quatre coins de la planète Terre. Toutefois, est-ce que nous avons toute cette chance? C'est une question. Et comme je le dis, je n'ai pas la réponse. Parce que dans le milieu où moi je viens, c'est très difficile pour moi de payer une connexion et de connecter en ligne. Cette avancée peut être bénéfique du moment où cela nous offre une opportunité de se connecter dans les meilleures mesures, c'est-à-dire dans les mesures où si j'achète une connexion, je peux parler avec vous en étant partout où je suis, mais du moins je viens, c'est très difficile pour moi de bénéficier de cette avancée. Donc, mesdames et messieurs, avant de partir, je vous laisse réfléchir sur mon opinion à moi, tout en vous sollicitant, tout en vous disant merci. Je m'adresse.
Talk about the online learning or learning through the internet. Well, when a question pops into our head, the internet is often the first place that we turn to. Why do you think we trust the internet that much? Well, it's because of how fast we will get our answers and from different sources, of course. From different sources, of course. So, imagine you can ask anything you want, and the internet will have all the answers. As an example, how do birds fly? Imagine if you got that question 60 years ago. You can go and ask a friend, a family member, and they don't know. You go to your teacher. He may and may not have your answer. You won't give up. You go to a library, search in a book. You maybe doesn't find your answer either.
Like remote almost a year. Finally, she's here. Always going to we have beautiful relationship and friendship, and also we have time to in person to spend. Right now she's meeting me in Morocco. Back then we were in San Diego, and we will travel different places. The same as Katie from Nigeria. I'm talking about 1 message away. I call her, say, Katie, hey, how about come to Morocco? Come to here for the conference. So they're here. Other than that is, this is another picture. A month ago, I was visiting KGT in Shenzhen. So I was saying is actually international is not that big as you think. It's a very, very small village. So actually you just everybody you want to think about actually is 1 or 2 connections away. Just like to say, don't be afraid.
Moi, mes parents m'ont toujours appris qu'on apprend chaque jour jusqu'à notre mort. Et le fait qu'il y a LBS, ça montre qu'en Afrique, on peut essayer d'avancer, évoluer en apprenant à travers nos téléphones, nos portables et tout. Et si les diplômes ils sont valorisés partout dans le monde, l'avenir de demain, c'est l'Afrique. Donc, c'est un honneur pour moi d'être là parmi tout ce monde. Et encore merci. À travers les réseaux, comme partout dans le monde, tout le monde a Internet, et que moi-même, j'ai usé de mes réseaux sociaux et autres, je me suis dit pourquoi pas venir donner de la force, comme on l'a dit, de l'autre côté de la Méditerranée, à mon propre continent. Malgré que je ne suis pas d'origine marocaine, mais le Maroc fait partie de l'Afrique. Voilà pourquoi je suis venu en aidant les jeunes, en parlant à travers mes réseaux, parce que j'ai du monde qui me suit, dire aux gens que oui, certes, on peut aussi apprendre chez nous. Pas besoin de traverser la Méditerranée, peu importe où on est en Afrique. Tant que tu as un téléphone portable, tu peux aussi apprendre.
صاحب الجلالة الملك محمد السادس نصره الله في خطابات سامية كثيرة كيقول لك اهتم بالعنصر البشري، وهو صاحب الجلالة بنفسه بدا اهتمامه بالعنصر البشري وبدات منه المبادرة الوطنية للتنمية البشرية، لأنه كان المحور الرئيسي هو العنصر البشري. اليوم كنعرفوا أي دول كتقدم أعظم صناعة هي صناعة الإنسان. إلا كنا قادرين نصنعوا إنسان قادر يفكر، قادر ينتج، قادر يبدع، صافي دير ديفلوبمون التنمية ديال الدولة غادي تطلع مزيان. حنا اليوم لو غول ديالنا كرايم ديغاش الجمعية المغربية لتنمية الموارد البشرية هو أولا نجيبوا متحدثين أجانب، ناخذوا لي زيكسبيرتيز اللي عندهم وتبارطاجاو هذيك زيكسبيرتيز، ولكن هذا الشيء ما كافيش. خصنا نعطيو الفرصة لوليداتنا والطلبة والتلاميذ أنهم تا هما يعبروا عن الآراء ديالهم، تا هما يقولوا اشنو يقدروا يوصلوا من الإبداعات، وبهذا الشكل هذا كنقدروا نوسعوا الدائرة ديال النقاش. وكاين اللي غيحضر اليوم غيمشي غدا يقول لصحابو، كاين اللي غيقول لافامي ديالو غيتبارطاجاو. حنا محتاجين تقدير، محتاجين اللي يقدرنا اللي يعطينا. حنا عندنا كفاءات كثيرة في المغرب، ولكن محتاجين اللي يدعمنا، وهذا الدور ديالنا كفعاليات المجتمع المدني. لا سوسيتي سيفيل لو رول ديالها هي تكون هذاك البروكر ما بين شنو كتقدم على مستوى الجهات المسؤولة وما بين المواطن. واليوم تبارك الله عليكم أبليتم البلاء الحسن. اليوم قلنا عندنا شباب مغاربة قادرين أنهم يتحدثوا جميع اللغات، وما كانش اليوم العرض فيه غير اللغة، اليوم العرض كان فيه الابتكار. اليوم كنتحدثوا على التعليم الإلكتروني elearning. راه شفتوا لك كوفيد 19 كانت هي الفيصل باش نديروا ديك لا ترانسفورماسيون للديجيتال. تبارك الله اليوم شفت كفاءات كثيره، وان شاء الله راه كلشي باش فهموا راه داك الاول ولا الثاني والثالث راه صافي ديال با الاخرين راه ما كانش في المستوى. اليوم المستوى كان متقارب بزاف لدرجه راه لي جيري ما قادرينش يطلعوا لي 3 برومي، حيت انا ما بغيتش شي حد يمشي مقلق. ما جيناش حنا اليوم هنا باش نتقلقوا، جيتي And Mr. Mohammed Rashdi, the research professor. And Mr. Abdullah Az-Zarhuni and Miss Rita Ghazali. We will call all of them, the top three of every category. For the young professional award, it's called Mingi Francais, Asli Abla, Alawi Yahya. For the high school students, for the young eloquence competition, it's called Arousi Rita, Ushen Yassin, Razan Uberdigi. Speakers competition. So the winner is, she's or he's, العلوي يحيى. The winner of the Young Eloquence competition is Razan Ibergigi. place of the Young Professional Speaker Award is Mingi